Hello, welcome. It's Friday. This video that I'm going to bring you is about fun on Friday, but sometimes it's not fun. I hope you enjoy it. Okay, so on Fridays, I'm going to be bringing a video every week and I'm going to talk to you about some funny and some not so funny things in property. So it depends what comes up, and if you've got stories, please send them to me. I'll investigate and maybe I'll talk and maybe there's a solution I can help you with. But I've got two things for you that one has happened to me and one has happened to a very good friend of mine. And this happens to property investors all over, and none of us are immune to be caught by tricksters and people who are trying to get money out of you and me. In the property world, as you are going along and you want to do an investment and somebody comes along and they say, yes, I'll be interested to invest with you. Yes, I've got money. Now, I've had many experiences where someone has come to me and said, yes, I've got funds, I'd like to invest with you. I've been, watching you, I've listened to you, and I would really like to get to know you and invest my money with you to make a profit. Now, many people do that, and I have a very good experience with them. But I have had a few people that come up. I had one gentleman came and he said, I've got £1.5 million that I've got. We had 2 meetings. On the third meeting, I actually created with this solicitor a contract for him to sign because he wanted me to do 4 things. And I said, okay, here we are. And I wanted a commitment fee, a fee up front and proof of funds and everything else. When I asked him to do that, remember this is the third time I'm meeting, he said to me, Trevor, I'm really sorry, but I've got the land which is worth 2 million, so I can take out about 1.5 million, but unfortunately it's been flooded recently and now it's deemed to be in the flood zone. So really that land is worthless, and that person completely wasted my time. So much of this is about qualifying someone with their money. See proof of funds. But recently, and I'm going to name a name, all right, recently young man came to me, I would say mid-30s, said that he was in the military. He may or may well not have been in the military. He said he was shot in the arm, twice in his abdomen and 3 times in the breastplate which held out, and he was in Afghanistan. He did all this stuff. I kid you not, I spent several hours with the man. He said that he had over £600,000 in cash and that his father was very lucrative and he was very interested in a deal. Now, asking a load of questions, and he said, look, we can transfer money. I did everything, proposal, sent it over to him and said, talk to that with your father with this and see what you want to do. We even had something to eat, and he was promising everything. He said, yes, I can't see a problem. I'll check with my father. His father actually phoned. He went out, he went to the corridor and he made a phone call and said, yeah, and he said, yeah, look, in principle, my dad, when he sees it, he said, yes, he can fund everything. But that's fine. And the golden tip is, I asked him for a commitment fee once he's done their own due diligence of £25,000. Yep, I can transfer that almost straight away, no problem, and everything. So I said, absolutely fine. Now, I know that he'd asked if, we were there, asked if he could borrow some money from myself and my friend. And my friend during that day did lend him some money. He said, oh, look, I've got a problem with my cards and stuff like that. Anyway, so we spent good time, a good length of time, should I say. I've done a presentation, my friend has done a presentation, and we've done all of that only for him to go away and then us not to be able to contact him. So he had taken some money from my friend, like I said. He said, oh, because he spent the day with us basically, long time. Oh, can you let me, I'll give it back when I get back, and I can do a transfer and stuff like this. And obviously you get caught in with these type of people because it all sounds good. You get the emotional buy-in with his history and everything, and then when it comes time to get that money back, I said, well, don't worry, because we're going to do this, and yes, we'll put a deposit about. Anyway, he went away. Next day, supposed to meet him, 6 o'clock in the evening. He phones, he will speak to him, yep, I'll be there, on my way there, and then nothing. And since that time to today, nothing. We've done a search, finally found something that this guy is a scammer. We are very, very lucky. And that is because I have a principle of, we want to see a proof of funds, there will be a commitment fee, and in this particular one, whether it's conditional or not, whether it's refundable or not, you know, that was depending on where we were going with the project. But look, my friend made a slight mistake by putting money up front. Do not give them any cash. If they really are an investor, do not take your money out of your wallet. It's a given. This guy's name is James ATTARD, A-T-T-A-R-D. Okay, so remember, I've emailed him and I've given him a presentation and everything. I've given him my address, my phone number, even bank details, so when he's ready they could transfer in. But he's a trickster, and you and I need to be aware for this. So when someone is saying, yes, I can do all this, and yes, and it sounds good, and they've got a great story. When you hear of a soldier who's been wounded and he's showing this video of on BBC, which was a helicopter, yeah, that was the scariest thing I did. I don't think it was him. I really don't. He was not an honourable man. And this was quite disgusting and quite disturbing, that someone could be with us for best part of a day and have all that confidence and eat and laugh and joke and talk about business, only to be there to try and rob us of, you know, some money. I don't know where he was trying to go with it, in the way that when I said, no, we need a commitment fee from you, I think that put a halt to it. But I do understand that he's going around, especially with young ladies, and trying to trick them out of money. So please be wary of James ATTARD. All right, and be wary and have nothing to do with the man. So that was sort of the first part. The second part, I want to talk to you about a friend of mine who did a bit of a development. He bought a shop which had a single flat on top in a high street in Banstead, near where I used to live in Kingswood in Surrey. And he got planning permission to take it down, keep it commercial, and then build 3 floors for apartments. And there was a road right next to him, an access road to go around the back to the shop just across the road from here. He got that. He saved money by not keeping the architects in place. Once they did the building and everything and finished, the man next door came along. He knew exactly what had happened. He came and he said, I'm sorry, but you have built 25 millimeters on my land. Okay, so what does that mean? If you build on someone else's land and you haven't got permission, that's trespassing. Okay, so you're stealing that bit of land. That man, perfectly in his right to say, I'm sorry, but you're either going to have to take it down or you're going to have to pay me something. To take it down, it was going to cost hundreds of thousands of pounds. I mean, look, this project was over £1 million project. It was for what my friend did. But it went to court, back and forward, arbitration, and you have a guess what you think it cost. It cost my friend £150,000 to settle that. For 1 inch. If he had kept the architect in place, that would not have happened. That would have been checked, and if it did happen, the architect has indemnity insurance either to settle the argument or take it all down and start again. So sometimes as property investors, we look to save money. My father always used to say, pay cheap, you pay twice. It's a great saying. I never look to scrimp on anything. In the properties that I built in Lincoln, in my development there of the 6 houses, we've gone for quality all the way through. We've got Bosch cooker and hob, okay, and it's really nice. There's no rings, it's all that sort of halogen lighting. It's really good high-end stuff all the way through. Even the latches, which I bought at more than double the normal price, and they're special, and I will show you those when I do my series of development videos. But the important thing is if you're going to do any development at all, and the British government are starting to relax in things now, they want more building to go, they want some of the stuff can be done without planning permission, watch out for that. My advice is always take advice from the council. They will tell you if you need it or not. Don't take even a property investor like me's advice that, yeah, you'll be fine. Don't. I've seen enforcement officers come back and force someone to knock a building down because they didn't have the right to build it. Some people say, yes, build it, you'll get retrospective planning. Really? Ask them to guarantee that in writing so you can sue them if you can't. Because if you do something incorrectly without planning, not only will you get an enforcement officer, but it won't be signed off because you should be having building regulations ticking every stage. So look, I hope you enjoyed this Friday sort of fun little rant as well. Please let me know what you think. Make a comment. Please subscribe, switch on your notifications, and share this around so it can help other people avoid costly mistakes. That's what it's all about, okay? You will see more. If you're interested in Leslie and my training, we've got some online stuff coming up. It will be limited. Please let us know. We'll let you know all about it. Stay safe. Have a wonderful week. Bless you. Bye-bye.